Tonight, before you sleep, there is a chance you will think about something bigger than yourself. A prayer, a wish, a quiet moment of hope directed at something you cannot see or touch or prove. You will do this without thinking twice about it. But the real answer to why you do it is far stranger than you have ever been told. Because that feeling, that pull towards something greater, is not faith. It is evolution. Around 70,000 years ago, something extraordinary happened inside the human brain. Scientists call it the cognitive revolution. Researcher Yuval Noah Harari describes it as the moment humans suddenly gained the ability to believe in things that do not exist. Not just to see the world as it was, but to imagine worlds that weren't there yet. Gods, spirits, afterlives. Tribes bonded not by blood, but by shared belief. Before this moment, humans were just another animal. Clever, yes, but scattered, small in number, and losing ground to other species. After this moment, everything changed. Here is why belief was the most powerful survival tool your ancestors ever developed. A group of 50 hunters can coordinate by knowing each other personally. But a group of 5,000 warriors can only coordinate if they all believe in the same thing, the same God, the same sacred story, the same invisible force that says we are one people and they are not. Belief was the original social technology. It was the software that allowed human groups to scale beyond anything biology alone could support. Anthropologist Pascal Boyer spent decades studying why religious belief appears in every single human culture ever documented. Everyone, separated by oceans and centuries, humans always arrived at the same conclusion. There is something beyond what we can see. Boyer's research found that the human brain has a specific cognitive bias. It sees intention everywhere. Hear a sound in the dark, and your brain does not say random noise. It says something is out there, something that wants something. That bias kept your ancestors alive. A brain that assumed a predator was hiding behind every shadow survived longer than a brain that assumed everything was fine. But it had a side effect. That same brain pointed at the sky, at thunder, at death, at the mystery of where life comes from. Started seeing intention there too. A being behind the storm, a will behind the seasons, a reason behind suffering. The gods were not invented by priests or kings. They were generated automatically by brains doing exactly what they were built to do. Researcher Andrew Newberg used brain imaging to study people in deep prayer and meditation. What he found stunned the scientific community. During intense religious experience, the part of the brain responsible for the boundary between self and the outside world goes quiet. The border between you and everything else dissolves. That feeling of oneness, of connection to something vast, is not imagined. It is neurologically real. Your brain produces it. It always has. And once that experience spread, it could not be stopped. A story about a God who protects you, who watches you, who gives your suffering meaning, that story travels faster than any other idea in human history. Because it answers the questions no other answer can touch. Why do people die? Why do children suffer? Why does any of this matter? Belief gave answers. And answers bonded people together in ways that armies and trade routes never could. This is why every empire in history wrapped itself in religion. Not because rulers were cynical, though some were, but because shared belief is the most powerful cohesion force ever discovered. It turns strangers into brothers. It turns sacrifice into meaning. It turns a chaotic, terrifying world into one with order, purpose, and a reason to keep going. So tonight, when that quiet moment comes, that flicker of something beyond yourself, you are not being irrational. You are running the oldest, most successful program the human brain has ever produced. The one that turned a scattered animal, afraid of the dark, into a species that built cathedrals, crossed oceans, and looked up at the stars and refused to believe it was all for nothing.